Hey, what is going on, guys? RvzStealth here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the most played champions in Challenger for this patch. Now, this has changed a little bit since the last time I did one of these videos. With the recent changes like to lethality and to a few champions, there are definitely some more unique champions that are being played in the higher elos. So with that being said, let's get started. So starting it off in the top lane here, the most played top laner this patch is Jace. Now this one is pretty much no surprise here. Jace is just super lane dominant. He doesn't have pretty much a single counter in the laning phase, and the lethality changes also helped him out recently too. He is getting a nerf in 7.3. My opinion about the nerf though is that I don't think it's going to affect him too much. He is going to drop in power a little bit, and his all-in burst combo is going to be decreased a little bit, but he's still going to have great poke damage. His all-in combo is still going to be there. It's just not going to be as like crazy OP as it is in this patch. The second most played top laner is actually Pantheon right now. So in the challenger scene, there is actually a one-trick Pantheon player, so he might be inflating this stat a little bit here, but overall Pantheon is a great top laner right now with those lethality changes. He's just a very underrated pick, and he does have like one of the highest win rates right now for any top laner. And then the third most picked top laner for this patch is a tank, and it's Maokai. So after Poppy did get nerfed, Maokai did see quite a bit of a rise in popularity. He is probably your best bet for a tank top laner right now. I'd say that Nautilus and Maokai are probably the best, and then Poppy is still really good, but she did get nerfed recently, which is probably why the higher elo players are playing more Maokai now. And if we take a look at the jungle now, the most picked jungler in this patch is Graves. So Graves in the higher elo does see a lot of play, and he also does see a lot of success. With the lethality changes, it just makes him that much stronger. And if you can play a good Graves, once you do get a few items on him, he's got great one-shot potential. He also can do a lot of consistent damage with his auto attacks. So overall, he's just a very strong carry jungler. Now, if you guys are wondering why like Kha'Zix or Rengar isn't up here at the #1 spot, well, it's because those champions are pretty much permabanned in the higher elos right now. If Kha'Zix and Rengar are left open, then they are going to be picked, but they're banned in almost every single game, so that's why they aren't the most played. But if they weren't banned, or if there wasn't a ban system, then they probably would be the most played in this patch. And then the second and third most picked junglers are no surprise here. They're Lee Sin and Elise. They're great early game junglers. They do have a lot of potential to snowball the early game, which is why they are picked more once you do get up to challenger. So taking a look at the mid lane now, the #1 picked mid laner is actually Zed. So Zed is pretty strong in this meta right now. I would have to say that he's in a really good spot right now. He's probably in the best spot that he's been in the past few months. The reasons for this are because #1, he's great with the changes to lethality, and then #2, a lot of the champions being played right now are just very immobile, and they're very easy targets for Zed in team fights. So Varus, Jhin, Misfortune, 3 of the most picked AD carries in this patch right now are just so easy for Zed to assassinate in team fights. With QSS not working on your death mark now too, I know that change did happen a while ago, but it just makes it very easy for you to burst out that AD carry in pretty much every single team fight. And then the second and third most picked mid laners in this patch are Ryze and Corki. So Ryze, he did receive a nerf, I think it was this patch or the patch before, but he is still seeing quite a bit of play. He does have the potential to deal a load of consistent damage once you do get a few items on him, and your late game as Ryze, as long as you can position well, can be super strong. He is one of the higher like skill capped champions in the game for sure, which is why his win rate is like really low. I'm pretty sure he's got one of the lowest win rates for any mid lane champion, but he does still see quite a bit of success once you move up into the ranks because people actually know how to play him and they know what his strengths are. And then for Corki right now, Corki is great at pretty much any elo. His rowing potential with the package just makes him a super strong pick. He also can do a ton of consistent damage and a ton of burst damage as well. He's got great siege. He pretty much has everything you want in a mid lane champion besides good crowd control. But if your team does have some good CC from the other roles, then that really doesn't matter too much. I've been spamming Corki in solo queue over the past month or so, and I've just had great success on him, so if you guys have yet to pick up Corki and you are a mid lane player, then I would highly recommend it. And then the most picked AD carry for this patch is Jhin. So Jhin actually does have the highest pick rate across all elos in this patch at a 35% pick rate. With the lethality changes, it just makes his mid game so much stronger now. Once you do get your Yomus and your Edge of Night, you just get a really good mid game power spike compared to a lot of the other AD carries, and your ultimate, it does hurt a lot with that lethality too. The second most picked AD carry is no surprise here, and it's Varus. Varus is also a great Yomu's Edge of Night user in this patch. He's got great poke damage with that build from his Q. I'd say that he isn't as strong in the lower ranks because if you can't hit your Q consistently as Varus, then he's honestly not a very good pick at all. But once you do get used to Varus, and if you can consistently hit your Q on him and hit those priority targets, then your siege with Varus and your potential with the champion is super strong in this patch. And then the third most picked AD carry in this patch is Draven. So Draven did receive those buffs a few patches ago, which made his early game quite a bit stronger. He also does benefit a little bit from the lethality changes too, which is probably why he is seeing some more play in this patch. And then to round out the video here, for support, the most picked support in this patch is Malzahar. So Malzahar, he's kind of come out of nowhere. He was never picked as support, and now he's one of the most picked supports across every single elo right now. He just has a very, very strong early game. His all-in potential, if he does end up getting his Voidlings off, or if he ends up getting his E on the opponent and his Voidlings start multiplying, they can do so much damage if the enemies don't respect that. He's a great pick basically into any melee support right now, so if the enemy team does lock a melee support, then I'll just insta-lock Malzahar because he's a great pick right now. And then the second and third most picked supports in this patch are Misfortune and Karma. So I think the reason why Misfortune has a high pick rate is because a lot of the meta AD carries in the higher elos are Jhin, Varus, Ashe, and those AD carries, they synergize very well with Misfortune. I don't really think she's that great of a pick though with someone like an Ezreal or a Draven or someone that doesn't have some sort of lockdown, because with Misfortune you want some sort of crowd control, lockdown ability, so you can end up channeling your ultimate once you do hit that level 6. So I would not pick her unless you do have a Varus, a Jhin, or an Ashe on your team. And then for Karma, she is the third most picked support in this patch. Karma is one of the best lane dominant supports that you can play, which is probably why she does see a lot more play in the higher ranks. The early game is just so much more important because people know how to snowball the early game and they know how to deal with the lead once you move up into the ranks. So that's why you don't see as much Janna or as much passive supports. You see a lot more Malzahar, Misfortune, Karma, because they've got great early games and they can definitely get a snowball going if they do play it correctly. So that is going to be all for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you have yet to already. So thanks for watching, have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.